Since we have started to discuss the parks and we all love our parks, how would you recommend paying for our county parks, and how would you set about improving them? We'll start with Mr. Krager.
Okay, I got the budget right in front of me here, and it's my way of looking things up quick. And I had a discussion when I just got here. Right now, we have about $1.3 million less suggested funding in the 2008 budget versus the 2007 budget. The total spending was about $20 million in 2007. So $1.3 million cut is about 6.5%. That seems like a lot of money, but we're not flush with money. And I look at things in two directions. One is constitutional issue, non-constitutional issue. Parks are great, not a constitutional issue. Opposite would be the sheriff's department. That is a constitutional powers issue. So we do have to fully fund that. It's a 24/7 operation. As far as the parks go, as far as generating revenue, somebody asked me, they said, why is it the government's business to run a golf course? I don't have a good answer for that. We've been doing it. Something like that can be privatized if a private company can do it more efficiently than the government. Another question was, we have a parking lot near about 20th and 13th and 20th and Howard Avenue, because that area really doesn't have a parking lot, and people have to park on the north side of Wilson Park to get into the interior. And then there's other things like, can we get heat boost under control, things like that. A lot of these things have to be done by Sue Black. She's our parks director. In all honesty, if she can't work within her budget, she's got to go. I'm sure I'm not the only one. My time is up. Thank you.
Funding the parks is perhaps the single biggest issue we have to deal with when we're talking about the parks. As you know, clean parks is one of my 3 principles. It's one of the things that my neighbors in Bayview care about the most. As Steve mentioned, the goose poop is a problem. I do not look forward to dodging it once again. That's got a bit more to do with social matters I won't go into. Don't feed the geese. Seriously though, what I'd like to look at is exploring getting more shared revenue from the state. Currently, the city of Milwaukee gets a much greater amount of shared revenue than does Milwaukee County. Obviously, they're very different entities. They have different needs, different things that they are required to do by the state. If we can get more money for the parks through shared revenue or through a special state allocation or perhaps state care of the parks, we can improve the quality of life, improve citizen satisfaction, and hopefully improve our budget.
I agree that our parks are what separates Milwaukee from other cities, like I said. When they were initially designed 100 years ago, we wanted to make sure that our city was separate. So we set up these plots of land, and we made them into these amazing parks that we've had ever since. If you go to any other city in the country, I've been to 37 other states, they don't have these. And I'm a runner. I like to run and see, run through parks. When you go to another city, they don't have those. If we start to lose these, we start to lose what makes Milwaukee great. We start to lose what keeps people here and what draws new people in. So that's a huge priority. Unfortunately, we've seen the money coming from Madison going down, or it's maintained at the same level since 1990, while what they've mandated has gone up for other things, the court system. So we've lost the amount of money. We have to pull that away from parks. And so because of that, we need to find a sustained level, or a sustained form of money to fund these parks. We need to set that as a priority. I think we should also re-examine the vote that happened last year in having a sales tax that would devote money to the parks and making sure that they are funded. Because when you have that, when you have people who want to stay in the city, they're going to stay here, they're going to do business here, and that's going to grow Milwaukee.
Certainly the parks are one of the major functions and one of many functions of county government. Just a little history, in 1980 the parks were funded 45% by the tax levy. By 2000 that dropped to 10%. Now there's been several challenges that have been put in place from fiscal responsibilities, such as state mandates, pension costs, and several other challenges that have led to a drop in what can be possibly funneled through the property tax over to the parks. Now, one of the other areas that we are driven to is the fact that the parks can only be funded at this time by tax levies and user fees. I think it's important that we enter into maybe more corporate partnerships. An example of one is the Starbucks at Arrowhead, the ice skating rink downtown. It's been very successful and it's working well. Some of the other things that we can certainly do with the parks are to maybe in the future explore the possibility of a parks district. It's worked in several major communities, including Chicago, the Twin Cities, and Oakland, and also in Ohio.